Alright, so the next thing we're going to work on is parkour or judo rolls or whatever you want to call them. But it's basically a great way. You hit the ground and you roll. But first we're just going to start from the kneeling position. And this is something that you use to prevent yourself from getting hurt if you fall, especially if you're jumping off of something or even if you're getting thrown, whatever. It's kind of a staple of, I think, every martial art I've trained in, aside from maybe boxing, has gone over doing these rolls. They call them tiger rolls, parkour rolls. What else do they call them?
Jiu-jitsu.
Judo rolls, just rolls in general.
Kali rolls.
Yeah. Whatever style you're doing, they make you do these rolls. And they come in super handy. So this is something that Nate is learning and needs to get better at so he can move on to the advanced level of parkour. And also before he can get his yellow belt here, he's got to be able to get this roll down. And so we're going to work on this one pretty hard. So let's go ahead. Sweep that up later. Let's do a quick review on how to do them. You want to be over here?
I'll be right here.
Alright. So there's a lot of different ways you can do these. My knee actually hurts pretty bad, as does my shoulder. I don't know if I should be doing these. But there's a number of ways of doing them. The way I like to do is just kind of make a triangle or whatever with your hands and bend your arms so that you make kind of like a wheel, basically. And then you pick a side. Or shoulder roll, that's the other thing that people call it. And so you're going to be rolling forward. Actually, you can go forward or backwards, but in this case, we're going to go forward, and you're going to go over your shoulder. So you're going to be rolling from your shoulder across diagonally to your hip. And so your head, ideally, is going to not touch the ground, or very lightly if it does. And the idea is that if you fall, your head is safe, and you're dispersing that impact across your body, and so no broken bones or anything. So you make this kind of wheel with your hands.
Was right.
Alright, so put that on the ground like so, off to the side, kind of in line with this knee. You're making that circle. Oh, I'm so stiff and sore. And then you just kind of kick off and roll. Excuse me. That's right where I'm rolling. Come, like, go to the side. Either this way, yeah, or that way. All right, so you do that, and then you kick off with your back foot and just roll forward. And I went super crooked, but that's the basic idea. So again, kneel down. You can start from kneeling. Might be easier, or you can do it from standing up. Eventually you should be able to do it off of a drop, which he eventually will have to do as well. Make a little triangle. Keep your arms semi-straight but not rigid. Plank down in line, kind of like where these, if there was a line, kind of where they would intersect. Push off with the back leg, and this shoulder should hit the ground, not your head. And then roll across your back. Like so. All right, Nate, go ahead.
This is a parkour roll. Similar, but no, it's not really similar. So she at the point, do this, a triangle, do this, snip the shoulder that is not on the ground.
Like sniffing your own armpit?
Yeah, and then you just roll.
Yep, there you go. Good job. So do 10 rolls.
That's one.
Yep, that was one.
You count.
All right.
You guys ready? Okay.
Nice.
Count.
That's 2. All right, you pause for a second. Stop for a second. Turn around. Turn around. Face that way. All right, so when Nate is rolling, you actually back up. No, this way. Turn around.
What?
When Nate is rolling, he's starting off on his shoulder. And you kind of want to move your head out of the way, and you're rolling on this part. So the head is like he's sniffing his armpit down there, and he's hitting his shoulder here, and he's rolling across. You don't want to go straight across. What you're trying to do is try to minimize the damage to the spine. You want to minimize damage to your tailbone and your head. And so going across the shoulder, you're only going to hit the spine just a little bit, like right here, if you're doing it correctly, instead of hitting the whole thing. And hopefully you avoid your tailbone as well, because that's nasty when you hurt your tailbone. So hitting the shoulder, and you can go either way. Realistically, you should practice both. We're just going to work on one side for right now so he can learn it, and then we'll work on the next. So starting here, head is off to the side. You're using this as your surface that you're rolling, and you go across to the hip and try to land on your feet.
Like, this is 3, right?
Yep, this will be 3. Go ahead.
See?
Now it looked to me like maybe you had your head going the wrong way.
4.
Yep, so do 4.
I don't really like doing rolls, but okay.
I know. They're tough, especially at first. Sniff that armpit. Yeah. Good. That was a good one. Yeah.
4.
Does it feel better?
Yeah. It kind of looks like it just feels like I'm spraying my own. It kind of feels like I'm spraying something.
Spraining what?
Spraying like my back.
Does it hurt?
No.
Okay, yeah. If it doesn't hurt, then that means you're doing it right. Ideally, these should be nice and quiet. You shouldn't hear like a lot of slapping and all that. It definitely should not hurt. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. If it's really noisy and like you hear a lot of thunks, you're doing it wrong. It's supposed to be a very smooth, think of yourself as like a ball. And just kind of type of thing. I mean, you're not a ball, so there'll be some. But yeah, so that was good. Like we heard a slap when his feet hit the ground. I think that's fine. But we didn't hear like a boom, boom, boom of like his head and shoulder hitting the ground hard.
That was fine.
That was very smooth, Nate. Good job.
That was fine.
All right, good job. Good work. And that, friends, is how you do a parkour roll. Like and subscribe if that's helpful to you. We need to get to 500. We need to get to 500 subscribers now. Always growing, always increasing. Thanks for watching.
And I want you guys to do a thumbs up instead of thumbs down.
Thumbs up, exactly.
No thumbs down.
No.
This is how it's supposed to look. So you have a thumbs up, right? And then you have a thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
Which one you're gonna pick?
Bye.
Bye.